Welcome to today's Explainer. Today we are literally turning your kitchen into a science lab. But don't worry, you aren't going to need any complex equipment and you definitely won't need a safety shower. We're going to learn exactly how to grow sparkly salt crystals that look like tiny, precious gems right on your kitchen counter. We've put together a hands-on, step-by-step scientific tutorial that's clear, direct, and just incredibly fun. So if you're ready to create a little bit of science magic, let's dive right into this.
Now, honestly, the absolute best part about this whole thing is just how incredibly easy it is. We're talking about maybe 5 minutes of active setup time. Seriously, that's the whole shebang. And even better, the mess level is practically zero. You're not going to be scrubbing down your kitchen counters or trying to clean up some epic disaster afterward. It's the perfect little experiment for anyone who wants a visually stunning result with, minimal effort. It really pulls you right in. All right, let's gather our supplies. We are relying entirely on simple, everyday items you've probably got lying around. First up, you'll need an empty jar. Maybe just grab that jam jar you recently rinsed out. Next, warm water. Now let's pause here for a second. The water needs to be warm, but absolutely positively not boiling hot. That is crucial for keeping things safe while making sure the experiment works like a charm. You're also going to need lots of regular table salt, a piece of plain string, and a pencil. Or a small stick, whatever works. And that is literally it. I'd bet good money you already have every single one of these things sitting in your pantry right now. Okay, so how do we actually put this together? First, fill your jar with that warm water. Second, and please pay close attention here because this is the absolute make or break step, add the salt 1 spoonful at a time and stir it up. You need to keep adding salt until absolutely no more will dissolve. You'll know you've hit that sweet spot when some of the salt just stubbornly sits at the bottom of the jar, no matter how hard you stir. Third, tie one end of your string to the middle of the pencil. Fourth, rest the pencil horizontally right across the top of the jar, so the string hangs straight down into the water. Finally, step 5. Just put the jar somewhere quiet where it won't be bumped and let it do its thing. So what are we actually going to see over the next few days? Well, you'll notice something pretty magical happening in that quiet corner. The water level will slowly start to drop, almost like it's just vanishing into thin air. And at the exact same time, you'll start to see these sparkly salt crystals building up and clinging right to your string. It's like watching a slow-motion transformation day by day. And hey, remember the golden rule here. The longer you wait and leave that jar completely undisturbed, the bigger and more gem-like your crystals are going to grow. At this point, staring at those beautiful, intricate formations, a pretty natural question pops up, right? How does this actually work? How on earth does plain, boring old table salt mixed with tap water turn into such complex geometric structures? Now, what's really fascinating about this is that it marks our pivot from a fun little craft project into a hardcore chemistry lesson. Let's look under the hood and demystify the magic here. The secret behind everything starts all the way back in step 2 of our tutorial, when we created what chemists call a saturated solution. You see, warm water has a bit of a superpower compared to cold water. Its molecules are moving faster, and they're spaced slightly further apart, which means it can hold a whole lot more dissolved salt. When you kept stirring in that salt until no more would dissolve, you were literally filling up every single available microscopic space in that water. You created a mixture that is completely saturated. It is at the absolute, literal limit of its capacity to hold salt. And that brings us to the next phase, evaporation. While your jar is sitting quietly on the shelf, the water isn't just vanishing into nothingness. It's slowly changing from a liquid state into a gas, evaporating right into the surrounding air. But here's the trick, and it is a vital one. Only the water evaporates. The salt, it can't become a gas at room temperature. So as the water slowly escapes into the air, the salt that was so comfortably dissolved inside suddenly finds itself totally stranded, with less and less water to hold it. So, the million-dollar question, what happens to all that leftover, abandoned salt? Well, that is exactly where our crystals form. The salt particles, since they've lost the water they were floating in, are forced to come out of the solution. They've got to go somewhere, right? So they find the rough surface of the string we suspended, and they begin to link back together. They stack up in these incredibly specific, highly ordered geometric patterns, sort of like a giant puzzle. Building on top of each other day after day, they transform from invisible dissolved particles right back into the beautiful, solid crystals you see sparkling in your jar. To wrap up our explainer today, I really want to emphasize one crucial thing. This experiment is completely 100% safe. There are no dangerous chemicals, no toxic fumes, just pure, simple chemistry that literally anyone can enjoy. But there is one final ingredient you simply cannot buy at the store, and that's patience. Crystals take time to grow. And as you wait for your salt gems to reach absolute perfection in that jar, I'll leave you with this thought to ponder. The principles of saturation and evaporation you've just harnessed in your kitchen, they beautifully mirror the exact same geological processes the Earth uses deep underground to create real gemstones like diamonds and rubies over millions of years. You have literally just replicated a miracle of nature, right in a jam jar. Now, how fascinating is that? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.